So when you started your career, you mentioned to me that you had a long story, right? Was it easy for you? Was it not easy? How would you summarize what you have done until today?
It is what it is. Again, it's the personal story of each one. When you reach at this age of 60, I think you are thankful. I am very thankful from what I got. I never think, oh, could I done better, or it is what it is. And I think the fact again that I landed in Miami, a city that when I left MIT, and I started working here in Miami, my friends in Argentina said, "Why are you in Miami? Miami is like tacky." Miami in the 2000s was like a very tacky place.
Yeah,
People
it wasn't the same as it is
feel
today.
that, hey, I'm going to Miami. I remember, telling my friends from high school in Argentina, hey, I'm going to go and work in Miami. And they were like, hey, why didn't you get a job in New York or in Boston? You went to MIT, you should have stayed there. And I always had this impression that Miami had such a big connection to Latin America, and I always saw myself as a real, as an Argentinian guy. I had a big connection with Argentina. My wife's from Argentina. I'm very close to my parents, to my brother, to my sisters, and my wife is also very close to her family. So those were our roots. So the ideal situation was living in Miami. In Miami, we can continue doing business in Spanish.
There's a big Spanish community.
Yeah,
here.
we have a direct flight. We take the flight at 11 o'clock, and at 7 o'clock we are in the same time zone, so we can sleep in the plane. Again, those things, recognizing who you are with the good and the bad. We are not perfect, and we obviously make a lot of mistakes, and but I think that I knew very fast that I didn't want to. I remember when I finished at MIT, I started working in Boston. And the first time I went to the city of Boston with a set of plans, to get a permit for the person that I was working for, I was there in the queue, and I was like, 10 people ahead of me, and I was listening to the conversations that they had with the person on the front desk. Hey, how are you doing? Where did you park the car? Did you see the Red Sox yesterday, what they did and what they not did and stuff like that?
Wow.
You see the Patriots and stuff like that? I'm thinking, I don't know anything of, the culture or the environment of Boston. This is a place that is not for me, and I very soon realized that, as an immigrant, as you're an immigrant, as I'm an immigrant, arriving in a place where everything is already formed and all the structures are already there, social structures, it was going to be very difficult to progress.
Wow.
Miami is a place where, everything is new.
Yeah.
And there is, and particularly for us, for the Latin community, it's a very easy place to make friends, to relate even to the weather of Miami, So I think this is a great city. It's an amazing city.
I think it's the best city in the world right now.